Hey guys, it's your girl K Divine. Um, I was not sure if I was gonna actually record today or not. I wanted to this morning, but I've been having such a crazy emotional day. Um, and that's what is bringing on the reason why I want to do this video because I feel like the people who are gonna come in contact with this video are gonna know what I'm talking about because most people don't experience this, and for the people who do, it's really difficult to explain to people who never experience it because they can't fathom that people are actually doing this, right? So I want to talk about gang stalking, and I've been gang stalked in multiple situations in my apartment, my former apartment community, my former job, um, at hotels. Like this is it's really weird. And the crazy thing about the gang stalkers is that most of the people who are gang stalking you, you've never even had any contact with. You've never even spoken to these people ever. Never. Most of these people are listening to what somebody else is saying. In most of these situations, it's like a lot of these people are employees, and it's like they got a narcissistic boss, right? Or whoever is in charge, the or whoever the leader of the gang, because that that's what it is. Like it's a and they recruit these people and they tell these people like, oh, do this and that to this person. Oh, go follow her around. Cause I was at this hotel and I had noticed some things about what was going on there as far as they didn't want certain people they didn't want certain people in the front, like in the where my room was. There were some stairs that were like through the front doors. There was two sliding glass doors. There's two sets, so it's one, and then there's a middle section, and then there's another door going into the lobby. And the the stairwell was the closest, so I'm like, well, I usually like taking the stairs. The excuse me, the elevators were all the way in the back, and I'm not a big elevator person. I really don't like taking them unless I absolutely have to. If I can take the stairs, I will take the stairs, and it was just convenient for me. But I started noticing after like a couple of days that I was there that the staff was being really weird towards me. Like I was coming down to get coffee, and it was like always somebody trying to get in my way. And then I remember what was that? I think it was Saturday. I think I came downstairs to get breakfast and I sat down. No, it was Sunday. Sunday I came down to get breakfast and I had ended up sitting down with, my food or whatever, and I saw the manager in her face and she just kind of looked like she's not supposed to be there, kind of gave me that type of look. And when I started putting all the puzzle pieces together, and I was like, "Oh, they don't want us in the front, and they don't want us to be comfortable here. Like they don't want to go out and put on the side, on this door that they don't, they because of the situations, because it's they got to be politically correct. It's like, but they would prefer not to have us in there." And I'm just like, okay. So I still had a few days on my reservation, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just adjust to this situation and adapt to it. So I started using, I stopped using the stairs. I asked for the coffee pods that they had for the rooms. I just asked for more of those so I could just make my coffee in my room. I went to Walmart and bought me a cute little coffee mug that is good for those. It's like a 14-ounce cup. It's like the perfect little size or whatever. So I didn't have to ask them for too much more stuff. I started using the back stairs and stuff like that. And it kind of pissed off the manager because I guess in her mind, she was used to having people be up in arms about that and wanting to defend themselves and be like, I shouldn't be treated this way, and blah 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 blah. And what I came to the realization was that it was like they're used to people. That's their justification for the reason why they do what they do, is people's reaction to their disrespect. And the craziest part about this is that the black employees, those are the ones that baffled me the most, because it's like they were okay with this, or at least they were complicit with it. And I'm like, I don't think I don't want to work for a job that badly. I don't want to be a part of a community or anything that badly that feels like I can't, because I'm this, that I can't be around. Like, and I'm like, I pay, like, I'm like, how is it that we all paying our money the same? Like, this is, we all paying money out of our pockets, you know? And it's like, my money's not good enough to partake in breakfast, partake in the coffee bar, but it's okay for me to sit in that room as long as I'm not seen, you know. And that's a, and then I didn't get housekeeping for the whole 7 days I was there, by the way. Um, the reason why I was having such a rough day was because, like, when I say like the gang stalking is really, these people are mentally, all these people are mentally ill. I want y'all to understand this. I hope I don't make this message too long, because I don't even want to deep dive too long in this rant. Like, it's not, because I don't want to put too much more energy into this, because I already been having, it's raining where I'm at. I'm in Michigan. I don't know where everybody else is, but I'm in Michigan, and it's, the weather has been up and down. Like, last Saturday, when I, whatever video I made, and I had that green shirt on, it was 80 degrees outside. It was very nice outside. And then ever since then, it's been wet, cold, rainy. It's just been gross. What's up, Tori? Come here. You can get in the window in a second. She want me to lift the window up. But I don't want to talk too much about, I really don't. But these gang stalkers, like, these people are all mentally ill. And all of these people are at very, if they're not also narcissists, they're at the very bare minimum toxic. Because for someone who is not bothering you, who's not doing anything wrong, and you want to maintain some sort of, hold on, but they want to, you know, whatever, it's like, but they want to maintain some level of control. And these people are not used to you, you know, moving in silence and just adapting to the situation. Like, if you watch it in my previous videos that I've done this week, I kept saying like people, like, I think just the last message I just made a couple of days ago, and I said, like, people are secretly, like, admiring you, or they secretly respect you for how you're handling a situation. And I truly meant, like, that was for me, but that was, I know that's for somebody else too. Like, people see what you're doing, right? People see how you're handling yourself in the situation. One, your gang stalkers are jealous of you. One, let's be honest, they don't even know you. But just off rip, the fact that you're making this much noise, you're not making any noise, but because your presence in whatever situation you're in is getting a lot of attention, they're already mad that you just doing you is getting attention. They want the attention on them. And now these people want to have beef with you. I had one of the employees at this hotel, I think the girl crashed out. Because when I first got there, she kind of, like, I felt something evil on her. I was just like, I don't want to be around this girl. Cause like when I first got there, like I said, I don't really like elevators, but I had to get on the elevator so I could get on to take some of my stuff up to my room. And she was on the elevator, and then when I got off and went back to my car to go get some more stuff, she was on the elevator again. And I was like, that's weird. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, are you working, or like what? And so then I went back to go get a couple more things, and I was waiting for the elevator. And something told me, like, just go up the stairs. So I started walking towards the stairs, and she was like, are you going up? And I was like, yep, but I'm going to take the stairs. And then I didn't see her again until Monday morning, when when me and my daughter went down to get breakfast. And she's like she was all next to me, like staring at me. I think she was trying to do some little like spell work or whatever. But then she, you know, by the way, if you have kids and people don't like you, or they want to try to upset you, they will try to speak to your child and not to you to piss you off. So just, you know, stay grounded in that, and know, and like, cause I always direct my daughter, like, she's 2. So when I know that people are doing that, I tell her, like, cause the girl, she was like, bye, cutie. And I was like, tell her, I might tell her bye. And I kept it pushing. And then, like, maybe, I don't know, an hour or so later, me and my daughter were leaving to go uh, somewhere. And I see the manager going out towards the street, looking in the road. And I'm like, what the hell going on? And then when I'm driving on my way out, I see the girl sitting in the grass, like, oh, she's like huddled up and like, and I'm like, oh, that, I was like, something must have happened. She must have crashed out. Like, people, like these gang stalkers, literally, like, they are so hell bent on trying to get that emotional reaction out of you, trying to get under your skin, that these people will crash out over you. I don't know if she lost her job or I don't know what happened. I didn't see her again after that. That was on Monday, and today is Thursday. So I think that was Monday. But all my days run together. But these, like I said, these gang stalkers are mentally ill, because it's like, this person hasn't done anything to you, but your little ringleader over here is telling you like, oh well, they're this and that. And it's like, you're like, these people rely on groupthink. Because any sane person, any person with a, clear conscience would be like, well, let me see what happens when I'm around this person. Or, like, let me see about this person first before I just jump to conclusions. And that's the sucky thing about narcissists, though, is that a lot of their flying monkeys, the people that they get to gang stalk you, like, a lot of these people rely on them for their jobs. And that's really what I was getting, like, in the energy while I was, like, especially while I was leaving today. Like, these people, the reason why, because mind you, like I said, I didn't get housekeeping the entire 7 days that I was there. And I was aware that they were purposefully doing it because they wanted to get me upset so that they could justify and say, well, see, this is why we didn't, because she's this and that, and they don't have no reason. Now they don't have no reason, so I can only imagine what it is that they having to deal with right now. But I, like, there was 3 housekeepers on the floor. There was zero reason for all 3 of them to be there this morning. Zero reason. There was zero reason. They didn't need that many people up there at 9 o'clock in the morning. They weren't even really working for real. They were just there to monitor me, and also to just be in my way, because I was checking out this morning. But what I really saw, I was like, yeah, these people really rely on these, in these people's minds, they need these jobs. They need that job. Tori, hold on, y'all. My cat is being a little vocal today, but they rely on these jobs, and they're all toxic too. And most of these people, and especially these black people, I'm like, y'all don't love yourselves, because I don't think I could work for a company that basically is telling me straight to my face that the black patrons aren't worthy of getting the same level of care as the other patrons. Like, because I noticed some of the black people over the weekend were kind of frustrated and things of that nature, and I was like, this can't be a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences whatsoever at all. I don't. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I think the word coincidence is an oxymoron in itself. So I don't believe in coincidences. So the fact that I was just noticing certain things going on, I was just like, oh, okay, I get it. I see the way that the management is ran here. And but like I said, I was like, well, I've already paid my money. I paid my money to stay here for 7 days, and I'm going to stay here my 7 days. And if that means that the majority of the time I'm going to be in my room, which I was, minding my business, doing what I do, that's what I'm going to do. And it just, it sucks, because, like, when I say, like, gang stalking is really weird, and it brings about a lot of anxiety, because it's like, there are people, like I said, these people don't even know who you are, and you've never talked to these people or met them, but they're being stationed over here and over there and, all around you to watch you, to see what you gonna do. And it's like, you already made this, but this is, hold on, let me back up for a second. The reason why narcissists have to, and they have to recruit gang stalkers, is because they don't know what your next move is going to be. Thank you, Spirit. They don't know what your next move is going to be because you're not, they can't read you like everybody else. These are the people, like I said, they rely on emotional reactions. They rely on you getting upset. They rely on you being so stuck on, like, why am I being treated this way, that you aren't that you are not thinking about, you know, the bigger picture of it. Most people don't look at the bigger picture before they react to something. They usually just, you know, it hurts them, and it absolutely does hurt. I'm not taking that away from anybody that has been mistreated and they have that emotional reaction. Sorry, had to take care of the cat for a second. But but like I said, like, these people, like, I'm not negating the fact, like, it does hurt when people mistreat you for whatever the reason is. Like, this situation just happened to be about race, but not all situations are. At least not all of the situations that I have been in have been about race. Some have, but some have not. It really just depends on the situation. But for me, just like me noticing those things and seeing it all, I'm like, man, this is just weird. But they're so used to you. They're so used to people being emotional, and they're so used to people, because, you know, they're expecting you to write a nasty review, and they're expecting you to come down to the front desk and be like, I haven't gotten this and I haven't got. They want you to fight for the bare minimum. They want you to be mad about not receiving the bare minimum. And me, I'm not gonna beg you for the bare minimum. When I've already noticed that your intentions is to not give me that, I'm not even going, like, I'm just gonna let you do what you do. And that's the reason why they have to gang stalk, because, like I said, they are not used to people just moving around the situation. That's why I said that people are respecting you, how you handle in situations, because when people come at you with the gang stalkers and, you know, like I said, surveillancing you, trying to see what you're doing and where you're going, trying to have people follow you around the city, trying to see what you up to, because one, they're afraid of what you're going to say, because they don't have any ammo on you. They could try to lie, but they're trying to get the proof. And that's why they get so many people to go up against you, because they feel like if you're under all of this pressure and if you're under all of this scrutiny, you got a whole bunch of people looking at you, a whole bunch of people, you know, gawking and you know, eyeing, trying to see what's going on, that you are going to crash out. I made another video about that. Go watch that video about don't crash out. I made that this past week too. But that's what they're expecting, because that's what they're used to. And you change the whole game. And it's because you're not playing their game. Narcissists hate it when you don't play the game with them. And again, that's why they recruit gang stalkers. They recruit the gang stalkers because they need other people to see you as the problem. And some of these people, you know, they just reinforce their negative belief systems and their limited belief systems. And these are also toxic people who just want to, they just need to get them demons off of them. And they feel like you're an easy target. But I can guarantee whoever is watching this video, you changing the game, and you are not an easy target. Like, they think you're an easy target because they take your kindness for weakness. They think that because you're polite and you're kind to everyone and that you don't want to start any problems, that it'll be easy to get you upset. But more than likely, you're very emotionally intelligent and your third eye is very open and you see everything. And you like, okay. And like I said, you adapt to the situation, you figure things out, you move, you make the correct moves around the situation, and you keep going about your day. And a lot of people don't like that. They hate it because they don't want to have to be the problem, because these people, like I said, all these people are mentally ill. People, they rely on those people's emotional reactions to justify their actions because they don't take accountability. These people never take accountability for anything that they do. So when you don't react or respond to people's negativity, they don't know what to do, because it's like, oh well, she didn't do anything, she didn't say anything, he didn't do anything, he didn't say anything to me, I don't know. Like, now they have to sit with that. Now they have to be like, well, I did this to her, and the only thing they can do after that is lie. But then it's like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, you're untouchable to them. And that's the other reason why some of these people gang stalk you, and it's because some people think that you're perfect. And it's, you know that you're not perfect at all. We know none of us are perfect. We all have issues, we all have flaws. Like, everyone goes through their own separate thing. But to them, because you haven't crashed out, because you're not lashing out, because you're not trying to get in an argument with anyone, they think like, oh, this person thinks that they're better than me and this and that, and so yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I can to piss them off. And it's just like, okay. Okay. Like, if that's the way you take that, and that's the way you want to go, like, you take that and run with it, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Like, but these people end up looking crazy in the end. And I promise you one thing, these people will end up destroying themselves. They will end up destroying themselves over time. Like I said, that girl that was already thought that I was going to be her number one victim when I first walked in that place. I swear I didn't see her again after that. Yeah, I think she crashed out at the job. She may have lost her job that day, or she may have quit. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But they literally will crash out over you, because they can't stand how powerful you are. They can't stand how grounded you are, because they're like your peace, your level of calmness really disrupts their demons, because they don't understand how you can be so calm. They're like, I'm coming after this person, and I'm, giving this person the evil eye. Like, because they realize that their spell work and their negative talk and all of that, it doesn't phase you, and they don't understand how that's possible, because they're so used to people being so, I don't want to say weak, because I don't want to call that a weakness, but unaware. Thank you, Spirit. That a lot of people are a lot more unaware of these things. Like, that's kind of the reason why I really wanted to start this channel too, because as a narcissistic abuse survivor, because I've survived narcissistic abuse, not just in romantic relationships, but my family, jobs, again, apartment communities. Like, I have been through a lot of narcissistic abuse in my life. And so many of these people have tried to frame me as like the problem and the bad person, when I didn't do anything. And the only reason why they wanted it to be me was because they just hated who I was. And it's always been like that for me. Because even as a kid, like, I remember like in high school and stuff like that, like, I would be trying to ask clarifying questions and things of that nature, and people would take it left, like I was trying to be, like I was trying to steal the show, or I was trying to be and I was like, I was just asking a question. Like, I was just asking a question. Like, I'm not trying to start no mess. And this is why, like, in most places that I go, I try to like stay out the way, because I and it's so sad, because I literally right now, like today, all I've been thinking to myself was like, I do not expect to be treated well anywhere I go at this point, because I understand that me as a person, I understand that I'm different, and I understand that a lot of people, when they feel that differentness on you, when they feel that energy around you and on you, it can be intimidating, it can be uncomfortable, because a lot of people just are unaware in these times. A lot of people don't understand themselves. They don't understand what's really going on in this world. And when you come around, like, your light really irritates people's demons. And a lot of people are dealing with a lot of demons. And it, like I said, it's sad to say this, but I don't anticipate ever being treated correctly anymore. I'm still gonna be me, But like, I fully expect people to just be assholes to me, and I hate that. I hate it. And I'm not saying it's gonna be like that everywhere, but my thought process now is just like, don't expect people to be good. Don't expect most people, and I just don't expect people to be don't expect most people to change. I'll say that. Because most of these people in most of these places, these people are stuck in their ways. These people are in toxic karmic cycles, and they're just in a constant loop. And then here you come with all that big energy, and you're all tapped in and connected, and you're over here doing the real work, you're on, you're healing, you're on your path, you're trying to do your thing, you're trying to be happy, and here comes the miserable crew, and they just can't stand the fact that they hate your lifestyle, even if they don't know what's going on in your life. They feel like you're spoiled. They feel like you get everything you want, and they feel they want to try to humble you. Thank you, Spirit. They want to try to humble you, even though you're already humble. You've been humble. And it's not that and like I've said before, they take your confidence as arrogance. And the only reason why they take your confidence as arrogance is because they don't understand what it is that you've been through. These people never even took the time out to ask you, like how did you get like this? Because they just assume that you just think that you're better. And it's like, but the only reason why they feel like that is because they feel little next to you. They feel low. Like, they pedestalize you, like they looking up to you, like, wow. And that's what they want to do. They want to knock you down so that they can feel better about who they are as a person. That's why they try to get you to be upset and get into arguments with them, because they want to bring you down to their level. Especially when you're a person who, like me, who does not want to get into arguments with people. Like, not that I'm afraid of confrontation. I don't have an issue with confrontation. But it's like, if I don't have to have an interaction with you over something petty, then I don't want to. Like, it's a waste of energy. Like I said, I'm not gonna beg nobody for the bare minimum. Like, I'll mention it just to see what your response is gonna be, because that's what I did at that hotel. I asked. I was like, how often do we get housekeeping? Because I was like, I've been here since Thursday. I asked that on Sunday, and by then I should have had housekeeping at least once. And like I said, the whole 7 days that I was there, I never received it. So it's like I said, then people got to go deal with that, because like it's on the records. And it's like, you had all these people stationed up here, and they kept skipping over her room, but they don't have they don't have any proof of you interacting badly with anyone. They don't have nothing on you. You're untouchable. And they hate that. But these gangstalkers, the gangstalkers, their agenda is to keep the narcissist happy, and to, revert all the information back. And it's just so weird, because honestly, these people really don't have anything else to do with their lives. These people will sit in their cars for hours waiting for you to come back from wherever you were. They'll follow you around, trying to figure out where you're going, what you're doing. And especially because the narcissist, part of the reason why the narcissist has you gang stalked is because they know that you are aware of their agenda and what they're doing. And they're afraid of what you're going to do. They're afraid of you telling people. They're afraid of their whole image being ripped from under them, because these people masquerade around as positive people in the community, and, oh, I'm just so loving and caring, but really they're not. Like, really, they discriminate against people. They're really nasty to people. They have selective empathy, for maybe somebody who they like or whatever. Like, they'll be super empathetic to them, but for somebody else, they will completely just not care about you. So it's like, that's the reason why they have you gang stalked, because they want to try to figure out what your next move is. But also, they're hoping that you're gonna be going around to people like, hey, excuse me, did you know that this bubble, and that, because that's what they think that you're gonna do, because that's what they do. Narcissists always think that you are doing what they do. They think that everyone is just like them, and we're not. Like, nothing narcissistic over here. But if you've ever been gang stalked, please tell me in the comments, because I know I'm not the only person who's gone through this. I know I don't like if you're being gang stalked right now, like please stay as safe as you possibly can. Um, I will also just say you may be being tracked. So there is a way. I would just say Google it real quick. Um, no matter if you have an Android or an iPhone, there's a way to detect whether or not you have a tracker on your car, and you can do if you have an iPhone, you can do it and Find My, and then I think it's like set up new, and it'll detect it on your car, and you can go rip it off. And I forgot how to do it on Android, but once if I figure that out, I'll run that back and I'll come back and tell y'all how to do it. But just stay safe out here. Just be aware of those people and what they are doing, but ignore them the best that you can because, like I said, these people don't have anything else better to do, and the only thing that they're doing is they're just trying to appease the narcissist because the narcissist got these people believing that they gonna get some sort of reward for doing the stuff that they doing. But all of those people are going to have to pay for what they've done eventually. But with that, I love you guys. Stay safe out here. It's your girl K Divine, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.